I wanted to ask as well, and I know you're not someone particularly interested in politics, but like the British government, for example, if people wants to leave, the problems with criminals, they say, what's the Albanian government doing about this, you know? What, do you think the state has or should have more of a role in keeping kids out of crime, encouraging them to stay, trying to involve them in the community more? Is there something missing here, you think, at a governmental level?
I don't think just this government, like the parliament in the UK, made some bad statements against Albanians. I was very verbal speaking up for Albanians because they only spoke about the ones that were bad. They didn't speak about other ethnic groups that were bad. They only chose us for some reason. And I says, well, why aren't you choosing the other ethnic groups that you're having issues with? And why not choose the success stories you have with Albanians? And as far as countries, every country, I think, is, not just this country, is falling short on helping kids to grow strength mentally and physically and intelligently. So I think it's got to start at younger ages in the schools. There should be more programs for confidence, because I think when kids don't have confidence, they tend to hit the street more. And I was one of those. So as you build your confidence, and I think that each country is falling short of doing their job as far as raising our kids, because they're the next generation of every country to make this world succeed.
I think as well, emotional intelligence. Kids don't learn about this at school, you know, how to deal with your emotions. And this goes back to what you said, you know, about dealing with them. And I think this can lead to people having problems and choosing the wrong way and getting angry and reacting badly. And yeah, we're not teaching our kids how to be responsible with how they feel and how to react. And as for what happened in the UK, I was on British media arguing with them all the time. It made me so angry. And you know, I rang up the British Passport Office about my daughter's passport to check the process. And the man on the phone told me, oh, another Albanian after a British passport. And I couldn't say what I wanted to say because he was dealing with her file, you know?
Yeah.
For a government employee to feel so comfortable to make essentially a xenophobic comment on the phone, I just found it horrific. I'm ashamed.
Well, I think, like I told when I called the government of the UK, I spoke to different people, and they gave me a runaround. I just gave my view of what they were doing. I want to say in the way I used to be more aggressively, but I didn't. I was aggressive, but verbally aggressive. And I said, you're speaking against a whole culture of people. I says, who are you to speak against a whole culture of people? Who are any of you to speak against a whole culture of people? Why don't you take that list? I can give you a list of so many successful people. Why aren't you talking about something positive? So maybe these kids hear you talking about them and they follow them and they're role models. And instead, you want to talk about negative things and you project negativity. So, you know, I got an apology out of them, but big deal. Was it an apology, sincere apology, or is it just an apology because they don't want the media behind what I say?
And there are so many Albanians that are out there in the rest of the world doing. I recently interviewed Fabian Berisha, Romanelli Yaro, you have Lisa Dushku, I mean, Rita Ora, Dua Lipa. There are so many Albanians who are doing really, really positive things internationally. But yeah, we seem to get the short end of the stick when it comes to the media coverage, because that's what seems to sell, especially in the UK. But it leads into my next question, which was, when you say that you are Albanian originally, your roots are in Gjirokastri, how do people respond to that? Are they positive? Are they surprised? How do you sort of combat any negativity that comes from
Well, one of the names that you didn't bring up is a friend of mine, Dr. Tuskesi. Right, neurosurgeon. He comes back and forth here, France, Italy, right? So when they use examples of people, he's one of them. Success story that because he's just an average guy and he's a very, successful doctor, they don't bring him up because he's not a ball player or a singer or an entertainer. But I bring him up, and to follow into the next question is, people are surprised to see me as an Albanian, that don't know the history. They think constantly I'm Italian, and I constantly tell them I'm Albanian. I'm proud to be Albanian. I have the flabu on my body 2 times, scanned the veil. I have shkipa, and I have all the tattoos on my chest, the king of Albania. But I think that I'm very proud of our heritage. I'm proud that we're tough. You just got to take that toughness and put it in a good direction. And and I learned to do that over the last 20 years now. Prior to that, I was a young guy taking a shortcut. So when people talk against some of these young kids, I'm the first guy that's going to back those kids up because I know what it is to be them. I was them. And they're trying to beat me. And they don't see the pain behind trying to beat me, the rest that comes with it. So the more I get opportunities to talk to them or try to help them, I will.
You know, actually, one thing that annoyed me about the conversation that was happening in the UK is they were saying, oh, well, these Albanians that are coming to the UK and seeking asylum or going to work in a cannabis factory or something, they're just economic migrants. And I was like, okay, so you're sat in your office in central London, with your air conditioning and your nice car outside and everything. And you're talking about economic migrants, but people I've interviewed who've made the trip to the UK, economic migrants for them is, I earn 250 euros a month informally because I can't get another job. My mum needs cancer medication. I'm the oldest man of the family, oldest boy of the family. I'm expected to support everybody. We can't eat. We can't do this. We can't do that. That's a matter of life or death, isn't it? It's not that these people just want to go there and take advantage of a system or whatever. And I think there's a lack of understanding outside of Albania of this, that the reality for people, yes, it's a safe country here, but not for everyone and not in every situation. And what is driving a lot of these people to take this shortcut is desperation, or desperation to help their family as well. It's not greed,
No, you can go to Tirana. It's beautiful here. People come here, but they don't see the outskirts. And those people are suffering a little bit more, and they don't have the opportunities. And when you don't have opportunities, this is where they tend to go. So how do we give them more opportunities? That's a discussion again, like each government has to have. What do we do? What do we need to do to give kids more of an opportunity and for them to want to stay here and not to go out searching for something better? When you have, this is a beautiful country. There's a lot of good things you can say about this country. It's really, I travel around the world and not because I'm Albanian, I say it all the time. The women are beautiful here. The people are very friendly. The beaches are gorgeous. You have so much, the culture, the food. You have to be able to raise that around the world so people understand that. Wow, look where we're going. This is an incredible place. People won't want to leave.